You get in your head, nobody can beat me up more than myself. You know, you want to make the best of your life. But when you're in dark spots or something triggers you, you've got to be able to take care of yourself mentally to have a positive outcome. Because if you don't, then it's going to be hard to come out of the darkness. It does you no good to take care of your children for their benefit. You have to take care of yourself. You know, it's not the dark that scares you, it's what's in the dark that's talking to you. But you can shine your light and come on out of it, which I've done many a times. A little bit of both. You know, I've seen painting provide for my family for a long time, back through the generations. I love customer service. That's my primary reason of starting my own business. So when it came down to choosing painting, it's a trade. It's definitely a labor of love. You either love it or hate it, and if you hate it, it's not going to work out. But painting is definitely a big part of my life growing up. I don't know, it may have been something with the white pants, white shirts, like all our painters wear whites. Could be the logo on the local painting stores that I grew up seeing. It was definitely what I knew as far as work goes, and I've seen it provide well, but I've also seen the dark side of it where it provides for bad habits, things of that. And I guess I kind of wanted to flip the switch on painting and my family and try to put it a more positive spin on it, make it work for us and not against us when it comes to family. Because it is, I'm proud to be a painter. Of course, I've done everything. I've, worked cashier, I've been a cook, worked at hotels, security. But when I decided to start my own business, I wanted to go with what I know, which is painting. And I know all the areas and what kind of comes with the painting lifestyle. Yes, absolutely, I love it. The fact that I can transform something that somebody doesn't want to see anymore. They're tired of, looking at the same colors or what have you. It could be, a hole in the wall that you don't know how that hole got there. It could be, could be an accident. The fact that I can make that go away, or I can make your environment more comfortable to where what suits you, is what I love about painting. Now, I don't like the sanding, I don't like the caulking, the prep work and all that, but as far as painting goes, yes, I absolutely love painting. Yeah, obviously, it's a income to take care of, shelter, clothes, food, but it also provides extras that I didn't get to have when I was growing up with painters around me. It's a way for me to take my family places that it was available when I was growing up as a kid that, my parents, could have done a little bit more with what they had. But with the comfort zone that I have with painting, I think it gives me the better chance of being the best husband that I can be and the best father that I can be. It gives me that opportunity to teach work ethic, being consistent, staying with something, stick with something. You could jump around, bounce around, but I try to be a better example by being a painter, showing that anything's possible. You put your mind to it. You don't have to be a painter, but you've got to stick to something. And everything's not easy, but it makes helps me take care of my family better because I am experienced, but able to focus on doing something that I love. Sometimes it takes time away from my family. That goes to the sacrifices that we spoke earlier. But it's taking care of my family for many generations. But I feel like I'm doing a better job making it a more positive impact with the paintbrush. It sounds simple. Anybody can paint until you got to paint, you know. Yeah. Other than, providing band camp, for my daughter, being able to, take vacations, just the outside of the extracurricular stuff that it does provide, I don't know. I'm definitely able to provide the necessities plus more. It's all positive, what it does. It just helps me. I rely on painting to be a good husband and a good father, to, just take care of everything, and keeps me in check from the money that I do make. It keeps me from being selfish with it. Like my upbringing, people I grew up with were very selfish with the fruits of their labor. What I can do with mine is share and provide a more comfortable lifestyle, not to the point to where we ain't got nothing to worry about, but I am able to provide a comfortable lifestyle without having to say no to my daughter when she wants this, no to my wife when she wants that. But on the flip side of that, it shows my daughter, hopefully, that just because you got the money in the bank doesn't mean you get to go spend the money in the bank. You got to be able to put up, save, and if the bottom ever fell out, by being non-selfish with it, you're able to handle anything that comes at you, just because you're focused on being the best that you can be, and maximizing your potential. Yes, more responsible. Don't be frivolous. Make sure everything's taken care of before yourself. Because I could easily be selfish and just get by with the bare needs with my wife and daughter, and I have all these nice things, but I don't want to be. It helps me to not be that way with them being in my life, and that's what I want to do. Growing up, a lot of my lessons were looking back is what I didn't want to be, what I don't want to be, what I don't want to do, because I've seen what doing those things can do. I've seen what this labor can provide if used properly, but I've also seen what it can destroy when it's not used properly. It would probably be more difficult for sure, because it would be new. I wouldn't know how to handle certain situations without painting. I would figure it out because I want to figure it out. I would want to stay on the right path. Like, I feel like I can do anything. I can put my mind to it, because it's all about focus and what you want to do with your life. And I got that from the complete opposite of people preaching but not following through what they're preaching on. You got to grow up, you got to have a job, keep the lights on, while our lights are getting shut off, and unemployment all the time. So that basically not practicing what they're preaching. So without painting, I would definitely figure out a way, because it's just my mentality to be a better person than I was raised to be. It could be. It's definitely a blessing, but it's a reminder of pain that we, that I have had. It definitely triggers some not so good memories just because it's there. So I try to maintain a certain mindset to keep focused, because like I said, I've seen the pain, but I've also didn't see much of the fruits, but it does trigger moments that I definitely don't want to put my daughter or my wife in those situations. So without it, I still feel like that I would be where I'm at now, just because of my mindset of where I'm at now. And it took me, I'm 45-ish, 46-ish, and I didn't learn this yesterday. And I'm definitely a different person than what I was probably raised to be, because I wanted to make that change. And that's what I'm wanting to hand down to Madison is, the world ain't this way because somebody says it is. The world's going to be what you make it and what you choose it to be, because it's your world, So eliminate the hate, eliminate the negativity, stay positive, and whatever you do, just keep a positive outlook and you'll be just fine. I just don't want to put any kind of memories in her mind that when she gets older, it's triggered and boom, which is impossible. She's going to have, memories that's probably not going to be as fond as some of the other ones, but it's definitely not going to be on the level that I've been through. It can be a struggle to, I don't want to say go against what people that was raising you had their good intentions, but it takes yourself, your own mind, to make the positive changes to change the trajectory of your family in a good way. Everybody's got something. And you can't, you get in your head, nobody can beat me up more than myself. Nobody can keep me down and hold me down like myself. And I'll get in those frames of mind where that it's dark and I don't want to get up. I don't want to get out of bed. But I got to turn that on for myself. Now, some people will tell you, well, you got so much to live for, to work for. You got so many people depending on you. Your daughter, your wife, your family. But what about, that doesn't help me as a person individually. Yes, obviously, I have a lot to live for. But when you get in those dark moments, none of that matters, because it's about yourself. And some folks can't see that. They just rely on, well, you got stuff to live for. Absolutely. You want to make the best of your life. But when you're in dark spots or something triggers you, you've got to be able to take care of yourself mentally to have a positive outcome. Because if you don't, then it's going to be hard to come out of the darkness. And it doesn't matter who's depending on you. It doesn't matter who's next to you. You got to be able to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. People, I do this for people, I do that for people, but you're not doing this for yourself, so you're not doing any good, because those people are going to be gone one day, and you're going to be by yourself, and you're going to be needing help, but you didn't help yourself when you should have been. And I try to make sure that I take care of number one, which is me. It's got to be me, to be able to better take care of my real number ones, which is my family. And my employees get linked into that. Takes me out every day, because they don't, they worry about not, being good enough. And you got to tell yourself, you have to tell yourself that you are good enough. You are going to make it through this. Nobody can tell you what you're going to do. This is why you should not be in the spot you're in mentally. You've got to be the one to do it. And if you got anybody talking to you. Listen to the ones that's focused on you and not focused on what they think you had to live for. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about. A lot of times it's easy for me to talk about, but I know, pent up feelings can carry you to a dark place that some people don't get out of, and ultimately hurt the ones that mean the most to them. But it wasn't about them to begin with. It does you no good to take care of your children when you're not taking care of yourself because you can't. Yeah, they got what they need. That's not taking care of them. You got to take care of them for their benefit. You have to take care of yourself. And if you got to talk it out, if you got to blow off steam, find something to get your mind out, then you need to find it. Because if you don't, it can go one or two ways, and you can't be thinking that it's about everybody else, because that's when you lose control, because all of a sudden they don't matter, and it's dark. But you can shine your light and come on out of it, which I've done many a times. But sometimes the light goes out, and you've got to, it's not the dark that scares you, it's what's in the dark that's talking to you that, you got to deal with, and muscle him out, be the man, and do what you need to do.